Hello and greetings from Iceland. We just got a new report from the Icelandic Met Office where they express growing concern over the amount of magma that has accumulated in Svartsengi, and the magma volume is estimated to be 22.5 million cubic meters now, and ground uplift can still be detected since there is still magma flow into the magma chamber, or magma sill, as experts sometimes prefer to call this storage, since the magma is likely spreading between ground layers rather than forming a pocket. And this means that in only a few days, the magma volume will be more than before any of the 9 eruptions at this location. And the Met Office announced also that they have a new scenario assessment under review that will be ready in the next weeks, which is a bit odd timing, if you ask me, since they are expecting a larger event than usual. And that event could start just any time now, with perhaps as little as 30 minutes notice. So why are they taking all this time to make this new scenario assessment, or risk assessment, as they have been called until now? And first we need to know that the Met Office is responsible for all the equipment, the seismometer network. They take care of all the data, and in many cases they interpret the data as well. And when needed, they pass information on to the civil defense. And the civil defense has their own science board that actually got rid of some of our most experienced experts recently. Experts with a strong mindset, often swimming against the mainstream view. And that is actually a story for a separate video, because I'm sometimes having a problem to see how the decision making is. Because in some cases, the civil defense ignores the Met Office. But more about that later in a separate video. What we know now is that we have more magma than ever before. So if we need a scenario assessment, we need it now. We know what is at stake. It's all on this photo. Scenario number 1 is a volcanic eruption by the village Grindavik. And the main question there is, are the lava berms high enough now for the volume of magma we could expect? And the answer is likely yes, because those lava berms were improved a while ago. And it is actually not complicated to see this. We have all the 3D models we need to do the math, in addition to all the information we have from prior eruptions. And scenario number 2 is a volcanic eruption on the Sundhnúkar craters, likely the middle part. That is the mainstream channel and the most likely scenario, although scenario number 3 is actually fairly likely, or a volcanic eruption further northeast. And magma has even taken off through underground dikes into that direction, like during the April 1st eruption last year, and I recently mentioned in updates where I was using the thermal drone. The most likely eruption location is, however, considered to be the craters, and they are at more elevation now after all of these eruptions, meaning that lava can move even faster from there. So that scenario has to be looked at very carefully, because the lava flow from there will go directly to the power plant and the Blue Lagoon. And can the defense wall withstand the load? That is the big question. And if it takes an expert more than one day to do the math, from all the data and 3D models we already have, something is wrong. And these are the lava walls we are talking about. They have been raised since I shot this, but still they offer way less protection than when they were first designed, and they just barely held back the lava when the Blue Lagoon car park was flooded. So, as I see this, if they need to be modified from the latest information about magma volume, what are we waiting for? We should do this right now. But this story has, however, one more layer. The Icelandic state has asked the Blue Lagoon and the power plant to pay for some of the lava berms that rescued the infrastructure there. And it occurred to me, is the government stalling this issue deliberately to put heat on the Blue Lagoon and the power plant? Since Icelandic taxpayers have, of course, been paying a part of the ticket price since 2023, or tossing this huge amount of money into literally a pool of tourists. And when we look at the power plant alone, things get even more complicated, since it is a part of our national security, like we experienced the hard way in 2024, when the energy company failed to protect the hot water pipeline that supplies nearly all houses on the Reykjanes Peninsula with hot water. And hot water is what keeps our houses warm. So we came dangerously close to ruin all hot water radiators in all houses on the peninsula during that cold winter. And such fails when interior heating systems that use hot water freeze over come with an enormous price tag. So it is, of course, a matter of national security to keep the power plant going, no matter what. Over 10% of all residential houses in Iceland are at stake. So I'm amazed why the Met Office is talking about some report coming out in weeks, while this issue boils down to the burning question: will we be able to live on the Reykjanes Peninsula in warm houses if the next eruption comes up at the most likely location and the lava takes off to the power plant once again? And the thing is that our engineers have all the answers already. After 9 eruptions, the energy company has, however, been working on a backup solution, drilling on a low-temperature area near Keflavik, and they found water there, likely enough to prevent damage in residential houses in case the power plant goes under. But still, this is a risk we can't afford. And the thing is that when it comes to us Icelanders, when everything is going downhill, we can function extremely well, like we actually witnessed numerous times since this chapter started on the Reykjanes Peninsula. But when we have more time to work with, and when we allow the bureaucracy to take over important matters, to be tossed between plastic trays in different offices, to collect seals of approval on the way, that is when things have a tendency to go sour, or when we replace workmanship and common sense for bureaucracy. So I'm adding a few bureaucracy items to my print-on-demand store, and I suspect that I will be on the Reykjanes Peninsula soon. The ground uplift continues, and like I said 4 months ago, we better get this eruption over and done with sooner than later, especially since this could likely be the last eruption during this chapter, and we want a life back to normal in Grindavík village. And with that, I'm sending you best regards from the volcano island, Iceland.